Hello everyone, welcome back to FPL STAR. Today I gonna discuss about FPL Differential Team for Game Week 1. If you want to go for a differential team in Game Week 1, then I think this team is very good for you. So before starting, if you are new in this channel, please subscribe this channel for FPL content throughout the season. Now let's start. In goalkeeping option, I think John Stone can be a very good differential one, has got just 1.2% ownership and is a 4.5 million goalkeeper who is totally nailed for Crystal Palace. In the last part of the season, I think he gained his goalkeeping spot from Guita, and I think he can be a very good option for you. If you don't want to go for a differential team, then I still think that Johnstone is a very good option, because if you need one or two player in differential category to get rank boost, and I think you can go for Johnstone here. Now move on to the first defender in this list, and it's Robertson. And one thing it's Robertson, that when Liverpool playing in the traditional back four, then Robertson is a very good player and can score goal and also provide assists. But at present, Liverpool playing not the traditional 1-4-3-3 formation. They are playing Alexander Arnold in the right inverted right back position, and that's not a good sign for Robertson. But still, if the opponent has a very good left winger, then I think Robertson will go in the opponent third, because Alexander Arnold need to be in the defense. Then I think Robertson can be a good option for your team, and he's 6.5 billion, just 3.8% ownership. Is obviously a good pick if you look at the last few seasons. Now move on to the second defender in differential category, and it's Rafael Varane from Manchester United. His ownership is just 1.4%, and he is a sure starter centre back for Manchester United. And if you look at Manchester United performance in last season, in defensively they are playing very well. De Gea won the Golden Gloves for most clean sheets, so this means they are one of the best side in defensively. And if you look at the ownership of Rafael Varane, is just 1.4%, and his picture also looks good, so he can be a very good differential one for your team. Now move on to the third differential pick, and it's Pedro Porro. In last season, Tottenham playing in the back three formation and Pedro Porro playing in the right wing back position, but this season under the new manager Postecoglou, I think Tottenham will play in the 4 in the back and Pedro Porro will play in the right back position. But I still think that he will advance in the opponent third and can score goal and also provide assist, as I think Tottenham will play attacking football, and he has just got 4.4% ownership, a very good differential player to own. Now move on to the midfield option, and first differential player is Riyad Mahrez, and his ownership is just 1.6%. You can imagine a Manchester City midfielder just owned by 1.6% manager, and he has got amazing fixture and can got the potential to score a lot of points, so he can be a very good differential one for your team. Now move on to the second differential pick, and it's Sterling. In few seasons earlier he was 11.5 million midfielder, but now he's just 7 million midfielder because of Chelsea's poor form. But under new manager, if Chelsea can improve their attacking ability, then I think Sterling should be the nailed player for Chelsea and can score a lot of points, and his ownership is just 3.9%. Now move on to the third midfielder here, and it's from West Ham, and it's Bowen. His ownership is 4.2%, and he's the main man for West Ham. If you look at West Ham performance last season in English Premier League, they didn't perform well, but if you look at their performance in Europa Conference League, they are the champion, and this season they will play in the Europa League, so they are a better side, but they struggled in the Premier League last season. So this season I think they can improve, and if they improve, then Jared Bowen should be their trump card, because he is their penalty taker and also very good in counter-attacking play, so he can be a player for your team as a very good differential pick. Now move on to the fourth midfielder here, and it's Kulusevski. He has some competition in his place for Richarlison, but I think Kulusevski is better one, and he should play for Tottenham. His ownership is just 2.1%, and if he can grab the place of Tottenham, and if he can improve their new manager Postecoglou, so I think that why he can be a very good differential player, just 2.1% ownership, a player who can score multiple return for your team is obviously a good option. Now move on to the fifth midfielder here, and it's Solimar. If you look at the Mittoma's ownership in 6.5 million value, his ownership is like 20 or 30%, where just Mars has got 3.2% and he has got similar trade. If you look at the XG per 90 in last season, his XG is more than Mittoma, but still he has got low ownership. So if you want to go for a differential Brighton midfielder, then I think Marsh can be the one. Now move on to the forward position, and fast forward here is Calvert-Lewin. If you look at the last season performance, he was injured most of the time, but when he played, he can be a dangerous player. As their new manager now changed, I think Everton will play very defensive football, and this means they will cross in the box, and if there is cross in the box, then Calvert-Lewin is a very good option because of his height, and he can score goal from cross or set pieces. One thing about Calvert-Lewin, in last few seasons, his performance was amazing. If you look back 2 years earlier, he was scoring in every goal in every match for Everton, and this time his performance was amazing. So if he can replicate this in this season, he can be a very good bargain player. Just 6 million has got very good fixture run. Now move on to the second forward here, and it's a player in disguise, and he is an imposter there because I think his ownership is 85.3%, so he shouldn't be there, but you cannot build a team without Erling Haaland, and that's why he is there. And even if his ownership is too high, I still consider him in the differential category. Now move on to the bench, and first bench option here is Kepa from Chelsea. And if you look at Kepa's performance in last season, he played very well in goalkeeping positions. Though Chelsea's performance wasn't good, but still Kepa is a good one. But I think he's a very good differential one because his ownership is just 2.2%. A lot of FPL managers ignoring him because of Chelsea's poor performance, but I think he can be a differential one for this season. And at present he's in the bench because Johnston has better fixture and he has got Liverpool home, so Kepa was in the bench. Now move on to the first bench outfield player, and it's Chilwell, and he has got hard fixture, so that's why he's in the bench. But if you look at his ownership, he has got just 4.3% ownership. And if you look at Chilwell performance in a left back position, he played very well, and he took the set pieces for Chelsea, and also very looks very advanced in the opponent third, and he can create a lot of chance even he is in the box. So he's a very good player to own if you want to go for a Chelsea defender. And this season I think Chelsea will improve their attacking ability and defensive ability, and that's why I think Chilwell can be the differential player for you. Just 4.3% ownership here. Now move on to the second bench option in outfield player, and it's Fabian Schär. His fixture is not good at the beginning of the season, but after that sometimes his fixture looks so good. So at present he is in the bench, just 5 million, and I think he's better than Barn and Botman a miles away because he has got the attacking ability. He can score headed goal or corner, where I think is too much better than Barn and Botman, so that's why he's in there, and his ownership is just 4.7%. Now move on to the third bench option, and it's Wisa. His value is 6% and his ownership is 3.5%, and he's now playing as a center forward for Brentford as Tony is now banned. So I think Wisa can be a differential player. Just 3.5% ownership has got good potential because Brentford in last season playing very well. Now move on to the captaincy pick, and it's Erling Haaland here, and the vice captain at present is I think Calvert-Lewin. And if you want to go for without Erling Haaland, then the draft should be this, and in Haaland position there should be Solanke, and he has got just 2.8% ownership, and this draft need 90 million budget, and if you look at the previous one it was 97.5 million. So I think, and if you sell Haaland, then the captaincy armband should be in the Mahrez, so the vice captain is obviously Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video, and if you are new in this channel, obviously subscribe this channel for FPL content throughout the season, and don't forget to press the bell icon also. Good luck for your team.